The prophets Zachariah, John and Jesus. The prayer of a mother. The family of Imran was a noble family from the Israelites. The lady of the house, Hannah, was the prophet Zachariah's sister-in-law. Hannah's only wish in life was to have a child, but the fact that she was getting old meant that it couldn't happen. One day, she was watching a bird's nest in a tree while resting. She became very emotional when she saw that the mother bird was trying to feed its young. Her maternal feelings came out and her eyes filled with tears. She started praying with a pure heart and sincere intention to Allah for a child. Allah accepted her sincere prayer. When Hannah realized she was pregnant, she was very happy. In return for Allah giving her this gift, she thought of giving her unborn child to the service of the Holy Mosque, Masjid Aqsa, in Jerusalem after it was born. She raised her hands above and prayed, "Dear Allah, I have been given the child that I am going to bring into this world to your service. Dear Allah, please accept this wish. You know people's wishes and intentions." It wasn't clear if the child would be a boy or a girl. In those days, only boys were allowed to be given to perform a service. What would happen if the child was a girl? How would Hannah be able to fulfill her word? However, she trusted the sincerity of her wish and didn't doubt that the child would be a boy. Her husband Imran didn't think like her. He got angry at her for her wish. How could you give a child to service without knowing if it's going to be a boy or not? What if the child turns out to be a girl? How will you fulfill your word? However, Imran's life didn't last long enough to see his child. He passed away a short time before the birth. A girl is not the same as a boy. Hannah finally gave birth to her child. Unfortunately, things didn't turn out the way she expected. She had given birth to a girl. At first, she was very upset, thinking that her prayer was not accepted, and said, "Dear Allah, I was sincere in my will and was expecting a boy. However, I gave birth to a girl. A girl is not the same as a boy. What will I do now?" But she soon felt better. Maybe there was something that she didn't know that meant it was better to be this way. She was going to try her best to let her daughter be accepted as someone who could perform a service to her religion. With this in mind, she started begging Allah, "Dear Allah, I am giving this child the name of Mary. Protect her and her children from the evilness of the devil. I will keep to my word even if she is a girl, and give her to the service of the Masjid Aqsa." Mary means to worship and serve in Hebrew. Hannah thought that her girl would live a life in accordance with her name. At the service of the Holy Mosque, Hannah took her daughter and went to the Beit Maqdis. She told the religious men there about her wish. She talked to them to make them accept Mary so she could serve her religion. The prophet Zachariah was at the head of these men, who were from the generation of the prophet Aaron. The prophet Zachariah was the husband of Mary's aunt. With the result of this relationship, the religious men accepted Mary into the service. It was then time to educate and raise her. The prophet Zachariah wanted to do all these things for Mary. He said they were relatives, so he could do it, but the others wanted to take care of the child themselves. The prophet Zachariah was refused because everyone wanted Mary for themselves. Finally, one of them made an offer. "No one is more right than the other concerning the child. We are all servants here. The best thing to do is to throw the pens we write on the Torah into the river. The pen of the person that doesn't sink will take the child." Everyone accepted the idea and threw their pens into the river. Only one was left floating on the water, and that was the prophet Zachariah's pen. They then delivered the child to him. Mary's daily food. Mary was raised by the prophet Zachariah and grew up to be a beautiful, moral and well-educated girl. The prophet Zachariah had built a secluded room for her at the mosque. Mary was busy praying and worshipping the whole day in that room. Only the prophet Zachariah entered her room and brought her food. However, some days the prophet Zachariah would notice that there were fruits and different types of food on the table. He asked Mary, "Dear Mary, no one other than me has entered your room, and you haven't left either. In that case, where does all this food come from?" Mary smiled and said, "Great Allah provides them as a gift for me." Allah was showing his miracles by giving this food to Mary. Zachariah's prayer to Allah. The prophet Zachariah realized that Mary was a very important person in the eyes of Allah. The prophet Zachariah didn't have children, and he thought it would be wonderful to have a child like Mary to take his place after his death. The prophet Zachariah was very old at that time. However, Allah could give him a child just in the way he gave Mary food from an unseen world. With this hope in mind, he then prayed to Allah, "Dear Allah, my bones are now weak and my body hardly carries me. My hair has turned grey. Dear Allah, whenever I have prayed to you, my prayers have never been rejected. You have always accepted my prayers." The prophet Zachariah made his actual wish known like this: "Dear Allah, do not leave me on my own. Protect my name and my status from being forgotten. Give me a dutiful child, an heir to carry on performing my religious duties." The prophet Zachariah had prayed very sincerely, because those who are sincere and faithful in their old age are the most loved ones in Allah's world. The Prophet Muhammad has said, "If we didn't have old people among us, bad things would fall upon us like rain." Allah accepted the Prophet Zachariah's sincere prayer and gave him the good news through the angel Gabriel that he was going to have a son called John. The Prophet John's birth. The Prophet Zachariah's family were very happy at the birth of the Prophet John. It is said that the Prophet John was born 6 months before Jesus, and there is another story that says he was born 3 years before. The Prophet John was a very virtuous child. Allah had given him wisdom at a very early age. He was ordered to hold on to the Torah very tightly. The Prophet John read the Torah frequently, and while other children of his age would go outside and play, he would worship and pray to Allah. When he grew up and became a young man, Allah made him a prophet. He ruled by the laws of the Prophet Moses and would constantly advise the Israelites. Later, when Jesus became a prophet, the Prophet John followed him and started ruling according to the laws of the Bible. It is mentioned in the Quran that the Prophet John had many holy qualities. He has been shown as an example to the humans because of his virtue and worshipping, his innocence and honesty. With the expression of the Quran, the Prophet John was very loving and respectful to his parents.